So this is what we have right now with the blade. That was the base of the blade. Once again, it was inspired by I never can remember his name. Blades, Blads, the bear dude in Elden Ring. That's pretty much the inspiration for it. Plus, of course, Frog's sword from Chrono Trigger, right? Since I'm basically making Frog from Chrono Trigger as an Elden Ring kind of dude. Oh, just noticed something. We have an intruder. It's actually, oh no, it's just we see through. I'll need to remedy this. I might as well do it now. Is there anything else? From the top, I know we can see maybe a bit, but that's not really going to be visible. But from here, if we see this, that might be a problem. So I might want to close this gap. Let's remove that passive detail. Oh, j'ai manqué tous les streams de ce modèle-là. Freaking nice. Yeah, thanks, Miguel. It's been a while. It's been a while. That's true. There you see. Much more comfortably tucked in there. I'll just push a little bit where the seams were. By the way, I'm sorry, I'm already starting the stream extremely tired. I've had I mean, it's been like my life now for like 2 months almost. Just complete hectic, nonstop. It's really tiring. So yeah, my energy is not what it was before for sure. So bear with me. Bear with me. You're getting the very, very chill and tired Marco these past streams. I hope he's treating you well anyway. I'm just noticing a few things that doesn't work on my model right now. I don't know why. I didn't notice that before, but the collar and the lapel, let's call it, is not really meshing together correctly. There you go, just a little bit better. Right. Every time I see your progress, you make me want to spend more time learning ZBrush. Well, that's the goal. The if there's a reason why I'm doing this is to try to share my passion, teach a few tricks on the way. So that's perfect. All right, so back with the blade. I do have an indicator here of like where I need to break the sword. I'll put it on the side as a layer. So the idea is to either to break it now or to do it once the blade is going to be complete. I'm thinking that we can probably do it after. I mean, there isn't much really to do on the blade, so yeah, let's go this way. So for the blade itself, I'm kind of like imagining that the blade will be kind of like a bit like in Berserk. It's more like the idea of having like this like slab of metal that's basically like crushing and slashing, I guess, as well. So I'm going to push maybe these like edges a little bit outwards so that they act as like a bit of like a sharpened end. Not that much because the idea is to have the rest that's more like a crushing weight. Let's go in orthographic. There we go. I'll probably want also the blade to become smaller as it comes closer to the edge. Like this. There's also a few tweaks around here that I wanted to fix. Actually, I won't. I will be using this point to this point in order for these points to move a little bit upwards at the same time as they move towards the inside of the blade. It looks a bit weird. Let's use planar to let's mask. Oops. There you go. This I'll fix with H-polish later as well. That doesn't change much, but whatever. Okay. So I guess what we'll do is we'll also have the inside of the blade be kind of like rounded. Right now it feels like there's like a bevel, but I think I'm gonna want to have it yeah, rounded. So for that I'm just gonna need to have the topology not so close to the edge to make this like 90 degree like this. And for that I'll simply use an inset. Sorry, I needed to check something. Inset, polygroup all. Actually, now I'm realizing this is probably not the best option because inset actually adds topology around here, except if I actually maybe use a inset standard or yeah, I guess inset standard could work. It's kind of like making things shitty over here though. So maybe what I can do is, since I actually have already these polygons, maybe I can just once again select only like this part here and choose like a base, reduce the size here like this, and just make it and probably just mask the vectors on the side and do a little smooth so they actually go up. Are they going up? No. Polish then? Oof. Eesh. Maybe just moving them upwards a bit. Let's create that ball effect. There we go. I think that did the trick. So now let's just see how this reacts when you do a dynamic subdivision. We don't have the creases yet, so it's going to look a bit funky. This should all be the same polygroup. Yeah, let's add creases where there's polygroups. I'll need to add topology as well. I'll need to add a crease in the very middle. That should be good. Okay, so it's rounding like this. Need to add a crease over here as well. Let's add one over here. Okay, so the creases are in the right areas. Now I just want to get the right type of like rounding for the creases. So let's put this one to 4. So do I want it to be really like hard surface around this part here, or I mean I could, yeah, I could go for that. Does it need to be sharper? I mean, it's a pretty blunt sword. Should it actually be that sharp? Yeah, probably sharp like this. The tip is going to go off, so I don't really worry too much about the pinches that are happening here. Not the pinches, but like the tightness of the edges happening here. Are you always using ZModeler for blocking as a polygonal modeling option, or sometimes you use Maya? No, I never use Maya. It's always ZBrush with ZModeler. If I don't have to change software, I'd rather don't. All right, so that should be all right. Let's give it a proper material color. So of course the blade should be more reflective than that, but we're gonna go with this kind of like specular, and it should be all right. Okay. I guess it should be good. Okay, now this thing had, if you look at the blade from Elden Ring, the one I'm using as a reference, there's like runes and stuff in the middle of the blade. I wonder if I can actually get some runes in there. Let me check something on the internet real quick. Okay. I think I found something. Okay, all right. So, okay, so I'm probably not the first one to think about that, but I got a yeah, I found like a rune converter, so you can just type something and you get it into a few like Nordic spellings. That's kind of cool. Like I could literally just like write something along the blade. Thanks for the follow. All right. So now the question becomes, what do I write? And okay, so um, there's a time when I was working in the video game companies that they made us write like little text on like stuff like augmented arms and that sort of stuff, and they were basically like, I just write whatever like you want as long as it's like not profane or anything. And I was basically just like writing stupid stuff like whatever. I'm not gonna out myself necessarily. It's super tame. Like it's not a big deal, but I remember just having a lot of fun. So this is basically like my time to write something on the blade. that's meaningful. Yeah, I have to think about that on the spot. Alex Susuma. Wait, where's Cedric? In his house, I guess. So yeah, okay. So those runes are pretty cool. The top one. I mean, those are also. So let me just think about. Also, like we could aim to actually have a certain length as well, or I can just like repeat the text. As that's not really a problem. Okay, so what do I want to? What do I want to write? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna write a message to people that are watching. Yeah? They will know. Thank you for watching my stream. Exclamation mark. Actually, the exclamation mark looks a bit. Thank you for watching my stream. You are beautiful. So that's going to start to make about the length of the blade. Huh? Here you go. Oh, I'll put a dad joke. That joke's pretty good as well. None comes to mind, so I think I'll go for the other one. But that would have been a good idea, actually. Cool. Giving 3D art. Hey, Marco. Hey there. Okay, so let's go with that. Now the question is, can I actually get this in enough of a high resolution? So I'm going to do like a screen grab. Try to get this. Actually, I'm going to put it on my 4K screen to try to get the most resolution that I can. There we go. I'll save this. I'll just make a little correction. There we go. I'll save that on my desktop. Let's just do a little quick edit in Photoshop real quick. Just get the levels correct. Doesn't really change much, but it's good practice. All right. I could also just make it like a square image just to make sure it's whoops. I guess I was doing something in yellow. All right, there you go. So we could aim for having it in UVs for the placement, or I could just see if I can manage to just place it as a regular alpha. Invert this. Oh, wait. Oh, it's still a dynamic subdivision. Okay, well, let's apply my dynamic subdivision. Let's remove the X symmetry. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, I have back face already, so... This is just the one coming out. Okay, yeah. This is the one going in. Okay, all right. Now I just have to make sure I'm writing it in the right direction also. See, just by placing it like this, it works. Now the thing is that if I actually go too deep, it might actually go on the other side. If I pull it double-sided, we will actually see it if it traverses to the other side. It seems to not, well, no, yeah, a little bit. I kind of see a few pixels. Anyways, we also can see that there's not enough resolution, so so I could go, if necessary, I could go to a last one higher. But I don't know, that's not too bad, not too bad in terms of resolution. Okay, let's go with this. We'll still need to manipulate the text a little bit because it looks like really clean and whatnot. Okay, so we'll reduce the intensity. We'll add the morph target. We might actually make some manipulations in Photoshop, I think, just to give them kind of like a bit of less of a 90-degree angle to it. Also, I think I'm going to chance it and subdivide even more. And also what I'll do is, you see there was like pixelation. I could get rid of that by smoothing, but I feel like maybe I can also... There's a font, and you could use the text tool and live boolean. Well, I mean, it's... I don't know if like the font on the website will be similar, like will work with the thing. Anyways, there's like I'm a bit more used to the Photoshop tools, to be honest. Okay, so this one doesn't have the pixelization, so already that's fixed. I'll actually save it as a PSD also. And I'll just do a selection in order to be able to apply a drop shadow on those things. So let's just do a color range. Okay. And this I will, I think if I actually have the mask, this thing is not going to work correctly if I do an inner glow. Black. Oh no, it works. Okay. So basically, yeah, I'm looking to have something like this, more precise. So you see, it like rapidly. You see, actually gives kind of like a beveling to the to this. So this is good. And this is going to control like the curve of the beveling. So you see, we could already try this. Like this looks promising. So let's load the alpha again. Okay, it's already like much better. Oops. Pretty decent, seriously. If you look really close, you can see like some details, but we're never gonna look that close, so it's pretty nice. It's still a little bit like hard edge the way that it's actually drawn. Maybe we can just like do a little quick pass of like making it look a bit more hand drawn, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I think I'm gonna kind of like go with that. And what I mean by hand drawn is like, for example, if I just take my morph brush, I could start to just like remove where it's a bit like sharp. Oops. Actually, I wonder if I put some kind of like noise mask, is it gonna help me to go faster? If actually I have a noise mask and I just apply it randomly. Let me think about that while I work on this. Like it might not even be noticed what I'm doing right now. But I don't know, I mean, I kind of feel like doing it because it's kind of a little bit meditative. just to go around and do this. Sometimes it's what I'm looking for. I mean, these days it's really what I'm looking for, just like to be able to sculpt a little bit. I haven't sculpted for, except for like these sessions. I have not sculpted for, I kid not, maybe 2 months. I've been way too busy. Too busy with work, life in general, with life projects. Could use a break. Of course, could always be worse, for sure. Can't complain. I cannot complain. I'm forgetting the shortcuts in Zbrush. That's how much I lost the habit of using the software. It's nuts. What's happening? I'm forgetting how to pan the camera. Oh my god. That's sad. Very sad. Alright, how much did I do? Almost half. Alright, let's go. Let's power through. Somebody ask me a question. Give me a subject to talk. While I keep forgetting the shortcuts to ZBrush. Since Maxon bought ZBrush, there's barely been any significant update. I wonder what's going on in the background. I don't know. I mean, fingers crossed that it's a complete rewriting of the back end, maybe to allow like things that were not allowed before. I said it and I'll say it again. If they can add the local symmetry, it's gonna make me a happy Marco. The true local symmetry that we all deserve. Have you thought about your next competition? Next competition, I think it's Cedric that's gonna host it. It's probably gonna be something organic. Like, since we did something mechanic, would be nice to change things up, go in another direction. It could be nice. Local sim is not in already, no. Not true local sim. Where like you can take an object, pivot it, put it somewhere else in the world, and then I see that works well actually. It's pretty cool. So let's say the before and after of what I done. You see, just like gives it a little bit more of a organic feeling to it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, no, they don't. Because if you actually rotate the object, you can't work on it afterwards in symmetry. They have the nano mesh thing that you can do that kind of like mimics it, but it's really, really, really inconvenient, unfortunately. Stager, yeah, that's what I mean. It's not convenient. It doesn't work well. Okay, all right. I'm gonna save that because that was some good work. So yeah, I mean, there's always going to be the general weathering on the blade that can be done, but I think I'd rather do the damaging of the edge first, and for that I'm gonna proceed. Yep. Okay. Well, I mean, there's also like I need to damage the rest of the blade here, right? So there's still like the entire damaging, but the damaging, I think I'm gonna do it on the character while he's posed. Um, so yeah. So for the moment, I'll just, I guess maybe break the blade, and that'll probably be all for the part of the blade working on it in pose. Yeah. Okay. So there's a certain shape that I proposed in the blocking, and that's probably what I'm going to try to replicate. Might be shorter though. Something like this. Yep. I'll probably just crush the blade on itself. We'll see. I'll make a test. I'm not 100% certain. Let's check it. Let's check it out. Let's remove the symmetry. Oops. No, I want curve, not lasso. So I'll kind of go like on a curve like this. And then on this edge, like this. No, I don't like what I just did. Ah, boy. No, it misses like the underbite from before. Okay, let's do it more into like in the general gestures of what I'm looking for. So this is like the general gesture of it. Maybe I can just refine it once. Yeah. So yeah, this is more like the general gesture that I want things to look like. So maybe I can start from there and just like clip curve it afterwards. So starting from there, I'm just gonna go around and just clip curve the normal one. And of course, there's going to be like this here, but this I can get rid of afterwards, so I'm not really concerned by that. So you can just like take my planar tool, kind of like crush it on the edge like this. So this is the first pass. And then, yeah, let's work on another one. So this one is going to be to kind of like make the tip like a little bit more like sharper. So let's use a trim dynamic with the square. Thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. And I keep a morph target because I'm gonna probably do like a pass of like getting back some of like some more like edginess on the edges. You'll see what I mean later. Hmm. All right, so now the idea is that I don't want it to look too much rock-like. So I'll just try something here. It's actually the first time that I break an object like this, a sword like this, well, the blade at least. So I just want to make sure it looks decent. Oh, okay, I had an alpha. That's why I was doing that. I'm starting to think that if this fractured, probably would be like a straight line. And not like a V. Starting to doubt myself over here. I mean, at the end, as long as it looks okay. I'm guessing that maybe the clip carve is going to give me really that that very definite definite cut. How do I feel about this here? Like, I'm thinking it's good. I'm having some ideas about maybe the blade should have. Let me try something. I'm starting to think that this is maybe like more of a fun shape, actually. Okay, so in general, the shape is good. I just have to confirm that the breakage effect is also good. Love the details on the hilt. Gorgeous work. Thank you, Michael. Michael Pedro, hey. How's it going? There you go. I'm not sure if this question has come up before, but I've noticed that some artists always have dynamic brush size on off and the majority on on. When dynamic is on, I notice when the model is scaled differently, the brush size slider acts so differently, sometimes really sensitive. How do you deal with that? Oh, I got used to the sensibility. I really just love the dynamic effect of the brush. So I kind of like got used to like having some really like finicky like slider when it comes to the small numbers. Yeah. Plus, also, if you actually like grab the slider just above the line. Wait, or did they change that? There was a way where you could just slide the thing right above the slider, and it would actually just like go into like precision mode. Huh. No, it doesn't seem that it actually works. But you see, like I can go from like 1 to 1.6, 1.4. Normally, like this is enough for me for my needs. So yeah, I've never really worried about it too much. Yeah, doing great things. I'm glad to finally discover Gas Masons on Twitch. Huge fan. Thanks, man. That's cool. Cool, cool, cool. Glad that you're one of us now. Yeah, I'm doing my Twitches pretty late at night, so it's uh, it's hard to get people, but the ones that are there are the creme de la creme. But also, I'm thanks for everybody watching on YouTube afterwards. This means a lot, and I am really trying to look at a way to do it during the day for those who actually want to connect. Um, actually want to connect at during the live sessions. I know it's such a particular time at night when it's in my time zone. So yeah, so sorry everyone for that. Still working on trying to work during the day sometimes. It's just it's pretty intense right now. Pretty hard to find a good time. So many things are happening. So yeah, yeah. Sorry about that. But it was a joke about the creme de la creme. I'm not doing any favoritism whatsoever. I prefer to make that clear. Starting to think that I could probably do some like indents like this. It doesn't really matter that much because this kind of like indent could also like just happen after the breakage of the initial breakage of the blade. All right, that looks. Oh, thanks for the follow. Um, So changing between the circle alpha and the square alpha, or actually no alpha and the square alpha, is just a matter of like how harsh I want my my brush strokes to appear on the model. So it's just a question of like surface treatment mostly. All right, that's good. There's like some resolution missing over here, so I could actually like just try to reproject this, or even like Z remesh it. If I Z remesh it, will I need to? I could Z remesh it because I'm not really going to gain anything from keeping the polygroups, I guess. Will I? Okay, let's try something. First of all, let's just save the layers that I actually like. So these two I'm going to save together. Actually, I'm all going to save them on the same layer because they don't really like interfere with each other. Okay, let's save this. GG, thank you. Thanks for the answer. Keep up the good work. Your streams are much appreciated. Hey, thank you. No problem. I am looking to work in the 3D field. What are some of the most desired skills that you guys look for? Well, I mean, there's always the general understanding of anatomy for sure. That you can't really do without. Then it becomes a lot about like clothing, just understanding like cloth and that sort of stuff, and all types. Like I'm talking about like casual or like leather stuff, metal, whatever. Not metal. That's not what I meant, but like sci-fi-ish even. You have to know how to do a bit of hard surface in case like you have like armors and stuff like that. Um, Sometimes there's like full armored character you need to do, but this is more rare, I'd say. Um, yeah, I'd say that also probably like some good things you can follow. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I want to try to see if I can reproject. This is really picky what I'm gonna do, but whatever, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm actually going to, yeah. So, okay, so the mesh that is red is the master mesh, and this one is the one that I'll try to kind of like manipulate so that I can keep I can keep like a good resolution all around it. So what I'll do is I'll like smooth it until it's kind of like positioned well enough to be projected. And the reason why smoothing is a better option for me and for this is because by smoothing I know that at least my polygon flow is like somewhat regulated. So you see, let's try this here. Let's see what happens if I project. Start by a low level of subdivision, lower at least, maybe 4. Projection shell, just a bit higher, and then project all. Okay, so the distance is not enough. Not everything is getting projected, so let's augment the distance. Okay, so it kind of like goes on it. There's still some like issues here and here, so I can try to relax the mesh. Oops, that's a bit extreme. So you see that this mesh is pretty much like crushing itself, or crushing on itself, I should say. But let's keep going. Let's go to 6. Here, let's manually bring this mesh forward like this, so that the projection shell has like an equal amount of like work to do, let's say. Project all. All right. Okay. Having some little issues here and there. Let's try to smooth it out and see if it actually will project better if we try again. The writing, this is going to go well. It's like a really easy surface to project. Like this is really the complex one. So let's just like try to smooth it out. I have like another solution if like things really don't work out, but I'm trying to see if this one works. So this time let's actually lasso the area that I want to work on, because I won't change the subdivision level. I'm actually just gonna see if okay, let's project. Okay, you see, it's not that bad. We still have like some little artifacts, but like these are easy to hide by smoothing. I'm pretty much able to get to the same kind of details with the Cool. All right, so let's go to our last level of subdivision. And let's do a final. This one is probably going to take a bit of time. because it's a pretty high level of subdivision. Let's give it a shot anyway. Which stuff would you recommend for learning ZBrush well for someone who's very much a basic user? Yeah, I get that question asked a lot. I'd say that the best thing you can do for learning ZBrush is like listen to stuff like this. My stream. I mean, my stream is more of like a slow burner. You can get some more like condensed tutorials. I mean, we have a few on our website. If you go at the bottom of the screen here and the links for Chaos Masons or the links for me, Marco Plouffe, you can get on like the Chaos Mason store page or our Gumroad or whatever, and you'll see there's like we sell many tutorials there. They're medium to advanced, I'd say. If you want to really like learn from scratch, you might be able to find like a good tutorial that actually teaches you how to start from scratch. There's also like many resources online on YouTube, like good ones also. Like you can learn a lot. Like I'd say since you're new, I mean you're fresh to learn so many things. So I would actually encourage you to just go on the internet on YouTube and grab whatever was beginner tutorial. And I mean by the time that you learn the basics that a lot of people can teach you, um, you'll know more what you need and what you want, and you'll know how to look for it after. So I think it'll come more naturally, I'd say. All right, this is still projecting. My God, my God. All right, well, it's taking its sweet time. I just imagine if like this doesn't give good results. Oh, wait. That's good. I'm good. I'm good. So, all right. Let's add a last layer and just like clean a few things. So you see, like, you think that I still have the artifacts, but it's actually projecting the artifacts from before. But you see, I can smooth it now, which I couldn't do before. So it was a long way to just fix that, and I know that it's could look a bit useless, but I don't know. I kind of felt like maybe going through the process, like I knew I would have like something to show from this process. So here you go. Maybe some of you learned something, and that is the goal. I mean, the amount of shortcuts that I use when I work on a project without showing it to people. Thanks for the follow, by the way. But I mean, I do use shortcuts here for sure, but I'm trying to sometimes take the long way home just to show you something. Anyways, so we have that, and now the topology is a little bit more regulated to place detail there. Yay! All right. So let's replace this blade here. So do you think that like those are the same, but like if you look at the topology, they are different? There we go. So that's our new blade, and we have the sword. So now would be kind of like the time to take this and place it in the final scene and add the details and be done with the sword and therefore be done with the entire character. The modeling at least. So let's do that. So we're going to get rid of all the layers of the sword. I'm just pressing down on the keyboard to go down the subtools. Hey, thanks for the sub. Brew live. It's pretty cool. Thanks a lot for the sub. Very cool. Thanks for supporting Chaos Masons in all of its endeavors. We will remember forever. Ouh, petit sub du Québec en plus. Pas mal cool. Quebec represent. Now that I actually saved pretty much, well, now that I save this file, I can actually take this and make one object out of this, at least temporarily, to be able to place it in his end. So yeah, let's do this, and this is going to be a pretty heavy mesh. What if I put this with a 7? You can start to... Okay, so that might be a bit hardcore for the PC, but let's see if he can handle it. Let's do a merge visible. Always nice seeing people around here. Your work is sick AF. Hey, j'apprécie beaucoup. Merci. For me, one of the coolest guy when it comes to Zbrush. For me, one of the coolest guy when it comes to Zbrush. I mean, me? That's too kind. Too kind. That's too kind. Alright, so this mesh is 12 million polygon. It's not that bad for one single mesh with this many details, so alright, cool. Let's place it on our guy. Hey, guy. Insert. Kaboom. Right there. Right there, Fred. Alright, I guess it's placed, pretty much placed over. Maybe I can bring it up a little bit. Some like that. Alright, yeah. Alright. So, there you go. Oh, it goes in the ground a little bit. It stays like this. Maybe I should lift it a little bit more. So it's not in the ground, but touches the ground. And so yeah, also I'm gonna have to place like the arm around it. So as long as the let's remove the cape for a second. Just remove the entire torso. So as long as the body is near to the arm like this, I can probably just like push the arm upwards or maybe lower the blade while we're at it. Yeah. So yeah, and I'll have to like turn the hand so it actually grabs the hilt correctly, you know. I'll have to move this out of the way. Were we even seeing it? We were not even seeing it. The torso, does it go through? Yes, I knew it. I knew it would do that. Fucking thing. Don't go through the cape. Bad boy. Alright, there you go. I can even give it like a little bit more distance so it doesn't look like it's hiding in one of the flaps. Don't need to save. Let me just get rid of that little problem here, and I'll check the messages. Don't want to leave you hanging. All right. So we have the blade. We could add damage or place the arm. Kind of feel like maybe like placing the arm would be the best thing to do. All right, let's save this file. Oh. All of Case Masons are inspiration for anyone when it comes to ZBrush. Your work is really inspiring. Well, thank you. Thanks for the kind words. I resonate more with your work, but I really enjoy all of the studio work. Oh, thanks as well. How do you feel about AI art, future job for artists, etc.? Well, I mean, there's always going to be jobs for artists. It's just that things are going to change. The landscape is going to change a little bit. Like I don't know how far this thing's going to go necessarily. Nobody knows, but I'm pretty confident that it's going to take a lot of time before it changes so drastically that like there's no artist jobs necessarily. Me personally, I don't like using AI. I mean, I'm still gonna try it. I don't want to be closed-minded, but it doesn't bring me joy. So yeah, I'll always try it, and I don't want to like not know like a tool if it's that revolutionary. But I tried it a couple of times, and it just does not. I don't know. I don't have fun. I don't have fun with it necessarily. It's a cool thing. I mean, it's cool technology, but I don't know. For me, for my taste, not having fun right now. But we'll still keep an eye open in case at some point it becomes useful, and we'll see. We'll see. But I can already tell that I'll grow old and I'll be like the guy that just like does his own character, 3D prints them, paints them, take them into like take shots of them, move on to the next character. I can tell that's probably going to be like my thing. I don't know that I'm ever going to really like change much like my this hobby, let's say. Well, it's more than a hobby, it's my work also, but I mean it always like stay like an hobby to do it this way. I just appreciate the whole process of like coming up with an idea, trying to figure out like constructing the idea like myself, uh, getting to this. And I kind of feel that like the AI is kind of like removing like for me the joy of like discovering the design and making it. I don't know. We'll see. For surface noise, do you go by how it's supposed to tile in real life, or do you go if it looks good, it looks good? It's more like I make sure it's like half and half. I go half like realistic, but half also like, hey, is it going to look like decent on the print? I don't really super enjoy exaggerating it too much for print, although maybe I should. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, I don't like super like when the details are so exaggerated for print, but also, I mean, you have to have them somewhat visible. So I kind of like go in the middle, I'd say. That's how I went for the Four Horsemen and the Archangels, actually. And for this guy as well, like I'm thinking that like if he's like in 1/4 scale, like you'll see like this fabric here. it will be visible. And I feel like I've actually been working like this for like my professional commissions as well, and they mostly turned out good. I'd say probably when you go into like 1/6 scale, now it's like, yeah, you do have to exaggerate. Like the Witcher uh, the Witcher characters in Japan, and like they're behind me actually. You have a Ian right there, Ciri, and then Geralt right there. And those I actually had to exaggerate because they're in the 1/6 scale. But yeah, for 1/4, I feel like you can do something. Yeah, like I said, like some hybrid that I do, and it turns out fine. Anyways, so for the arm, I think for the arm, I kind of like blocked the arm how it should be. Now it's a bit like off scale though to the whole thing. So hmm, I'll probably need to change that. Happy that you're not demotivated. Saw your art, saw a few artists getting demotivated from making art because of this AI thing. Makes me really sad. Yeah, it does. To be honest, it does make me sad. Because like I see how like people could feel like they could get replaced, and to be honest, I think maybe some people more than others are like in a situation where they could like get more replaced than others. It's like if you look at like jobs, for example, like riggers or like FX artists, like I mean they won't get replaced anytime soon because like AR art is not providing anything that's close to that, right? So of course there's like a certain reality where like some things are more yeah, like let's say in the target of AI, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I think that like it's sorry, I kind of like lost my point over here. No, it's just being realistic and being a devil's advocate and like being like yeah, there's some jobs that are going to be like maybe like replaced more like easily for me, I guess, that like as a 3D artist. Like I know eventually like there's going to be some form of like this happening, and uh, it'll be closer to home, let's say, closer to me. Um, I'm kind of thinking that by that time, a lot of time will have passed. We'll see how it's gonna go. I for some reason I don't feel necessarily threatened for my job, but it's true that like depending on like what people want in terms of like designs and this and that, like I might become like a bit obsolete in terms of like design if people stop caring about the design that I do because they prefer what's coming out of AI art. I mean, but that's I mean that could happen simply just because people grew out of my designs or better idea are coming out. So I mean, it's not really AI art that would destroy this for me. It's so I don't know, and I mean also, I mean, if my job is not threatened, this is already something, and for the rest, it'll simply mean that like I'll need to start to do my art fully for myself. Because like right now I'm doing the art that I'm doing, I'm always doing the art for myself. Like when I start a project, I always like try to ask myself what would excite me to do. Like I never do anything like for the public. As much as I love you and I think you're beautiful, I never do things for other people. I remember when I was doing my Mega Man series. Um, there was a point where like this numbers were starting to really go down the more and more I was doing them, and I was like, ah, like it's like absolute diminishing return. But I just feel like it's I just loved it. I loved that project so much, and I decided to just like keep pushing through to do like the 7 characters that I had in mind, and I did. And so like I don't know. I mean, in a sense, like yes, it does like bother me when I have diminishing return or when something doesn't really work, but it's kind of like it's a weird impulse or like a weird thought at the back of my head that like I try to not give too much power, um, because the reality is that at the end I started doing art for myself. Like when I was a kid, and I did art because it made me happy, and it's important to not like lose track of that, the fact that like art's supposed to make you happy. So I mean, if you find a way to live from your art, um, whatever is the success afterwards that comes with like let's say your personal projects, or like let's say for example if you work for like a company, like okay you have your day job, um, or even if you don't work in the art, like in the art department, and you just like work on your art at night, uh, yeah, I mean at the end whatever is your success, uh, you should always like do like the art that you do maybe as a more as a hobby. You should always do it because it yeah, because it just it makes you vibrate. It makes you just like I guess you have to come to a point where like you would do your art even if it like in a vacuum. And I know I would. I'll even if I care about what people have to say, even if I love the likes, even if I it bothers me when I read like bad comments or that sort of stuff. Um, at least I know for myself that if I was stranded on an island and I was not in like dire sitting in a dire situation and I had a computer and stuff, I would probably end up doing like still doing art. Okay, that's a maybe a crazy context, but whatever. All I'm trying to say is that uh, even if you're getting replaced by AI art or whatever, you should never just let go of art in general. I mean, if art makes you happy, it's not because a robot can like do it arguably like better or just like faster that you should like stop doing that, right? It's kind of like saying, "Oh, I'll stop painting because like cameras exist." Like, yeah, but also, I mean, it's first of all, it has its own charm to paint, right? The results of the painting, but also it's like it's something it should be done like also like for yourself. And I hope that was not too much of a long and boring triad, teriad. Alright, this should be like somewhat of a decent hand shape. Oh boy, I kind of like pushed the... I'm gonna have to like hack it a little bit, I guess. Like that wrist thing here, that's pretty tricky, you know? I don't want to be caught on that detail for too long either, you know? Maybe I'll fix the fingers here, but I really want to get I think the finger under is not top shaped. Okay, I guess that should be decent enough. I'll place the glove over it. All right, so well, I have to place. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna have to move the sword back a little bit, so I'll probably just move this so it's like kind of like over the arm, and then I'll move the sword equally. So I'll just go in stroke, repeat, last, just so it moves the sword. There we go. All right. And the end is smaller, so I have to take that also in consideration. Chaos Masons. Hi, do you give feedback on streams? No, I don't. I don't have much time on the stream, and I'd rather advance on my work. So unfortunately, I do not. Sorry. Uh, Things like that happens all the time. The best example is the arrival of cell phone that made everyone a photograph. There's always going to be needs for professional work, and AI will stay for the open public. Well, you know what? Also, like I'm thinking that sometimes maybe it might actually be like something like this that happens. Like maybe they'll figure out like quickly enough that like AI art is like so good for like shooting like a ton of like ideas like this, but like constructing it like together and making it digestible might actually be like require really like some more like artist like eye or whatever. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like for one thing though is that like for the moment, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but for the moment, like AI art is like really easy to spot, and so like I don't know if it's going to actually bite itself in the ass later. I don't know. Okay, so I just have to move this mesh. I'm pretty lucky. I think like those like ropes, I can actually place them afterwards if I really need. But I think only placing this will be good enough. And then there'll be also like the hand that's inside that I might actually need to place back afterwards. But let's start with this. Let's create a layer here. I wish I would do 3D at night, but I always feel like after my day at work, I've got enough of it. Well, I mean, that's if you have enough of it, I mean, that's good, right? I mean, me, I just like my day job doesn't really let me do any like a lot of 3D, right? Like I'm acting more as like a manager, art director, and like yeah, whatever, like those kind of like higher function thing with my company. So I don't get to really like put my hands, to dirty my hands with the tools of the 3D art. so so yeah, like I kind of like need to do this at night. Trying to have the joints placement somewhat similar. And I did not record the morph target though, but I have the layer. So, and I'll use the layer to kind of like blend better like the part that twisted here. All right, so let's close the fingers. Sometimes it's hard to really work over it, especially because it's not the same scale. But let's at least I get like the gist of it, and I can once the fingers are closed, it'll be also like easier to kind of like polish like how I want them to close on the hilt and that sort of stuff. Not the hilt, but the handle. And this part is pretty tedious for sure, but it beats having to rig the character for sure. I think I would rather do AI art than rigging a character. Actually, I don't know. It's probably still fun to rig a character. Do I need to move that joint forward? Not that much. Gotta go keep doing awesome art. I hope I can catch this tournament at a time. Alright. Bru live. Je vous souhaite une bonne soirée. What's so bad about rigging a character? It's a panic. There's nothing bad about rigging a character. Like I said at some point, like I wonder if it could be actually something fun to actually get good at. I mean, it's probably super rewarding when you do like a good job and you can see like the character move well and like have all those responses and that sort of stuff. So yeah, but it's I find it pretty tedious, not inspiring for my taste. I'm not gonna talk for everyone. So yeah, like there's enough technical things that I need to do, even in like my new way of doing 3D art to get rid of the most amount of technical things to do. So I don't want to add like another one. So no rigging for Marco. No rigging for Marco. No rigging for Marco. Oops. So you see like the general like gesture of the hand, like don't mind the wrist part, like I said. But let's check the general gesture of the hand without the yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. Or there's some polish needed. I'm getting to a point where I'll need to fix that wrist thing. Okay, so let's save a morph target of that. So without affecting finger placement, let's see. Not so strong. Even less strong than that. So you're just morphing back some of the masses. And now this is the part where it might actually interfere with the strings, but the ropes. But I will fix that again later. All right, starting to look decent. For the general general gesture of the hand. A bit of the detail might need to be redone, maybe. Oh boy, oof. My mesh almost got corrupted. Hey, thanks for the follow. All right, let's do another pass on the arm. So yeah, that's the inconvenience of doing your details before you place like the character. It's sometimes you'll actually get a something on the character that just like doesn't work, and you need to like redo it, which is fine. It's just about placing a detail, but there's also just the some like rework possibly with the folds and everything also. But it's the kind of stuff that happens. It's to be predicted. Alright, I guess it looks decent. So for the details, I'll just maybe smooth where they actually really got stretched. I think I had a letter. Letter crack. Yeah, I think that's this one. Hmm. I'm gonna try again what I just did with another alpha. I think I've used the wrong one. I found that like the alpha was very linear. Yeah, that's a bit what I was, a bit more was what I was looking for. Okay, so let's continue the corrections to the shapes and everything. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Oh boy, sorry guys and gals, I'm getting pretty bored myself of this, but I just want to do a good job at it. I also need to move those things because I kind of like move them in position by accident. Alright, not bad, I guess. Hey, thanks for the follow. Now I'm just like giving a little bit more mass to the knuckles so that it gives like good angles for the fingers. Although like they're supposed to be like kind of like sausagey fingers for sure, but I just want to have like a minimum of this happening. All right, I guess let's go with that for the moment. Now let's just make the other parts reappear, and there you go. This hand now doesn't fit, which is what I expected. So I won't actually do that like perfectly. I just want to place it so that the parts that are visible that are going through are at least there. All right. There you go. Thanks for the follow. All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, there still is not the sword detail though. And it's getting pretty late. If I do the sword detail now, it might be a little bit rushed. Should I chance to complete the sword detail now? Or to do it at a later time? What to do, what to do, what to do. I could go up maybe a bit generic with the detail and try to get it done fast. Let's try, and if it's not good enough, I'll just like fix them maybe offline. We'll see. It's taking a lot of time to reconstruct subdivision with this item since it actually starts from very high. Could subdivide it one level under, but I think it would be not necessarily necessary. So these have already details on it, plus they're kind of like hidden, so who cares? These are going to be pretty standard damages. Like a bit like this armor here. So let's just load the few brushes. Let's load grain. Metal bump. And this metal bump. All right. Let's try to do this quickly. Let's add a general grain. Well, actually, let's start again, but with back face. Scratches. And a few small dings like this. Maybe a little couple of manual scratches, especially on the edges. That should be good enough. Yeah, doesn't add a lot, but it'll do. So now the pièce de résistance. Blade right there. Like I'm thinking I'm gonna start by just like chipping a few like pieces on a blade, adding some like bigger scratches and then adding the middle scratches, or maybe adding the middle scratches first. Not the middle scratches, but the smaller scratches. So it's like many scratches that are actually directional. These are the scratches that I'm saying, I'm not 100% certain that I'll keep. I'll keep for the baking. Well, those scratch actually really made it on purpose to find scratches that are very like directional. So going mainly in one direction. Well, this would be one pass. Now the question is it too strong maybe? Well, it is kind of like, it is a bit intense. Um, let's keep that. Let's try the same thing but smaller. Maybe my This is still a bit harsh, but it's better. So I think I'll keep that like this. And I'll start chipping the sides a little bit. think I'll probably just put some bigger scratches near the end, and I think that's actually going to be pretty much it. Like I said, the smaller scratches, these I'm kind of like thinking that I might get rid of them for the baking. I'll probably like need to test. All right, I think that's satisfying. Yeah, that seems satisfying. I think that's without the details, right? In case I want to do the details in Painter, I can just bake it like this. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're gonna be good with that. My God. Is this really the end? Is this really the end? It's kind of hard to believe, eh? I spent so much time on this character on small increments. On very small increments. Oh my. Wow, wow, wee, wow. As they say. So let's look at this character without any poly paint. There we go. This gives a pretty good view of the really just the sculpt part of the character. With all its details. Benito Pepito. Yeah, I think I'm done, so. I think that I am donezo. Bye. That took a while. That took a while. But yeah, no, I guess that the next step will be to prepare it for print. For print, sorry, for texturing. I'm still not sure how I'm gonna handle this because, like, there are so many parts that take such a long time. Like, having a stream with, like, such a long loading time. Yeah, I don't know. And Cedric looks different today. What? People keep saying this. Is there, like, something that says that it's like Cedric that's streaming? Yeah, my stream title says, oh my god, I did not press done. Oh my god. How about now? Yeah, I just didn't press the done button. Alright, I get the joke. I get the joke now. Oh, fudge. Alright. Well, now I know about that button, so yeah, there you go. Just took, what, 3 hours and a half to get there? Perfect. Awesome, awesome. Cool. I thought the joke was about Cedric looking a tad frog-like. I would never say that. So yeah, that's the thing. It's like I could show the next parts of the character, but man, some of them take such a long time. I could give it a shot, but man, people would need to be ready for some long loading time. And not loading, but like baking and just like a whole bunch of not fun stuff. Oh yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that. I'll have to think it over. Anyways, I mean, for the moment, I mean, it's we're done with that, so I guess yeah. I guess that's it. I guess I can go to bed now. All right. So yep, well, thanks for everybody for joining. That was a fun ride. Um, I was able to do a good long stream tonight as well, so that's also cool, I guess. So yeah, um, I guess that on this I will wish you a good Sculpt Soirée, and we'll see you on the next stream, everyone. All right, take care.